We might need to backpedal soon. Because there is that room we've not investigated. Well, two of them. There's the processing facility. I need to repair this weapon too. Security. Oh. Actually.
Processing.
No processing. Is there... Right, I'm going to assume this leads up to where we can disable the mechanicals. So let's just go and have a nosy at that first. And there is a tinker bench. That's good enough for me. Oh. There's more of those beams. This looks very headquartery. Right, let's just very quickly repair everything I've got equipped. That'll do for me. Where are we now? Oh! This is why we look where we're going. I don't suppose you could pull me up. I'm sure you could, if you tried. No? Oh, fine, don't. Careful, you kind of kicked me on your way down. Let's try that again. Oh no. I nearly got stuck there. Right. Oh, for...
System.
Yeah, we made a right mess of this. There we go. Oh, Ellie. Come on, up you get. Ellie. There we go. Let's heal you right up. Yuka, don't you go down. I mean, it's less stressful for me in a fight, I must say.
They won't try that again.
But part of me does miss the control involved in just shooting back. Right. Okay, let's ignore this. Let's go back to where we were. And this time, let's not drop through a hole in the floor. And having to wait for the elevators, clearly our punishment. Oh, there we go. I was beginning to wonder if it was even coming down. Right. Perfect. Now, hole in the floor. Let's not step in that. ChemLab, compound harvesting, enrichment, and molecularization. Security, automechanical status. Let's disable the hostility protocol because they are alert and active and trying to kill me. Automechanical hostility protocol disabled. Administrators notice all password protection has been disabled by order of Lawrence Goodfellow. Which, given that this is a security terminal, is a very bad idea. Security office status. Access restricted. Administrators notice all password blah 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 is all revoked. Right, lift access restrictions. So this is... Oh no, this isn't a lockdown. We still need to override the lockdown. We have given ourselves access. Security office status access granted. Messages. Please explain. Dr. Lowe. From Tanaka S. I'm going to have to take the researcher side on this one. Your absence during an emergency is conspicuous. I don't want to report you because I don't want corporate auditors scheduling interviews with the entire staff while they're trying to meet deadlines. The unplanned sabotage event already halted experimentation and development. We are trying to get our operations running again, and we could use all the help we can get. While I think about it, there was another sabotage event, wasn't there? In the other orbital facility where we found Dr. Lowe. In the meeting room, there was an unscheduled self-testing session where chemicals were leaked into the meeting room. I'm already down one staff member. St. Germain's gone. You know why. You owe this team an explanation to any number of grievances. Your absence is the most urgent one, but I'll take an explanation as to why there are primals being held in the caverns near our waste disposal site. They're your primals, aren't they? Wait, why did Jasper have primals? Right, reply, please explain. Mr. Tanaka, no, I can't explain the primals. Primals defy explanation. They are a miracle of evolutionary adaptation and a treasure trove of interesting genetic material. I'm not going to explain my alleged absence either. This is because I'm not absent at all. My presence is implicit in the work of my researchers. The researchers still employed in this department are skilled and more than capable of repairing any damage done by the alleged saboteur. Please don't bother me again with trivial problems. You are the security chief. Stick to securing things, including but not limited to the safety of this lab and my privacy. Warm regards and pleasant felicitations, Dr. Jasper Lowe. And then the resignation. Dr. Lowe, I've just finished filing my official report on the unplanned sabotage event. Unfortunately, filing a report on sabotage event requires me to also include a list of captured, apprehended, and neutralized saboteurs. Company policy. No list means I'm getting arrested for dereliction of duty and you're getting penalized for hiring me. Saboteurs is plural. I can't include Mr. St. Germain's name and be done with it. As a last resort, I have been forced to include the names of all former employees whose contracts were recently terminated in the decimation. These researchers are no longer part of Project Gorgon and will likely not survive without a job, so I may as well use their names to save our jobs. I filed my report last night and haven't been able to sleep since. This is to let you know that I will be filing for a transfer at the end of this next cycle. So they threw the people who were fired under the bus. They really did those people dirty. Quite badly. Oh, wait a minute. This is... That's where this beam was. Okay. Then... You're not hostile anymore, right? Because you do seem pretty hostile. Let's just nip over here. Material processing, welcome S. Dunlop. Critical update. Dear Sir and/or Madam, this is an automated message triggered by the Space's Choice Contingency Management Program. Please do not respond to this message. Congratulations! Contingency number 77-1, Abundance of Raw Material, is now in effect, due to higher than projected volume of Compound X harvested in this laboratory. Your production quotas have been raised by 200%. Please bear in mind that bi-weekly quota reviews are automatically generated and forwarded to the Project Gorgon Administration and Office of Creative Incubation. Any dereliction in production will be reflected in your review. Experimental notes. Error. Notes not found. Memory retrieval failed. Corruption detected in memory unit. Physical damage detected. Remaining logs available 1. So this was sabotage. Physical damage. That is purposeful. Experimental log, S. Dunlop, Junior Researcher. Experimental enrichment of Compound X, attempt number 89. Exposed Compound X sample to N-ray concentrate for 30 seconds. Consulted research notes. Notes incomplete and damaged. Exposed Compound X to N-ray concentrate for 60 seconds. Sample failed. Toxicity levels high. Disposed. Exposed Compound X sample for attempt number 90. Woke up, fell asleep at the table. Sample failed. Overexposure to lab atmosphere, toxicity levels high. Disposal. What's going to happen to S. Dunlop given their overexposure to the lab atmosphere? Researcher's addendum. Unplanned sabotage event destroyed any relevant research notes. Forced to rely on outdated notes. Expected time lost, 6 to 16 months. Attempt to replicate research, unsuccessful. We'll try again after resting eyes for a minute. They were just so overworked. They were essentially just zombies. Just enslaved and forced to work on this compound. I don't think these are friendly. Alright, let's just take them out. Yeah. Oh, straight in the middle. Go on. Inhale. Nilka. There you go. On your feet.
Can also clean this up, right?
We good? We good. And hello.
The effects of Compound X are inescapable. The refined excrement of the xenocyte life form. It's a fine powder, very fine.
Excrement.
It finds its way into absolutely everything. Even in the water now, and the air. It settles like a veil over all of Gorgon. The laboratory techs get the worst of it. We all appreciated the boost to mood and productivity at first, but we're at each other's throats in an instant now. I've had to break up 2 fistfights this week alone. This aggression must be inherent to the formula, to Compound X. How do I stop it?
Wait. Hyperaggression, excrement, primals. You seeing where I'm going with this? Is Compound X primal excrement? Because that would explain the primals. Right, we've not been into... Oh no, this was material processing. Right, well, I think we might need to go deeper in again. Because we've not found any answers this way. Wait, Olivia's research notes? Well, that wasn't the... Have we been missing research notes? Because I know there's the audio logs we need to find. The journal... Electric Fling. On the shelves of the storage room attached to the main lab in the chem lab. The main lab was over there, wasn't it? Yeah, this is the main lab. Storage room. Did we miss this? Well, just as well it led us back here. Right, there it is.
Roscoe, it's Georgie. If you're hearing this, you must still be holed up at the Sprat Shack. And you're not gonna like this one bit. I was trying to steal our recordings when things went crazy. I know. Like I said, sorry. And I'm gonna be in a heap of trouble if I don't get them, so if you want to save my bacon, you need to do it for me. I need the 3 interviews we did with Ambrose, this one here, plus another recording of my own. I left that last one with a guy who owed me a favor at the garbage processing office in the chemical waste ravine. I'll leave an automech near Stellar Freighting. It'll want all 5 recordings, plus a passphrase. Glacial Age.
Wait.
Oh, and don't listen to my log, all right? Just stay safe and keep your head down.
So there's one more log. And that mechanical that we saw outside the Sprat Shack, that's what she was referring to. The Sprat Shack.
Ready for more.
Yeah, let's go this way. This will be the quickest way back down, I think. The plot thickens. Well, we're definitely going to be listening to that other recording that she made. Right, let's take a shortcut. I swear we disabled mechanicals. Auto-mechanical hostility protocol disabled. Are we just shooting mechanicals we don't need to shoot? Mind your step. Right, there's one. Hello. I know it's very dark around here.
Security patrol.
Okay, no, they're still hostile. I don't understand. Right, okay. Oh, no. Right, I'm sorry, ladies. I brought hell upon us. Here, take an inhale. Right, let's just clear this place out then. Exit? Where does this lead, do you think?
Performing an area sweep now.
Right, let's just see. That is sealed up tight. We're not leaving this way. Might be a way to lift that lockdown. Let's just take care of you. Oh, careful, Ellie. That is a toughie. Do you hear breathing, ladies? Heavy breathing, like a primal.
It must have been Jasper's place.
Head chemist, it must be. What is behind this door? Jasper's storage key. We didn't get his...
You survived.
Where...
You're remarkably intent on scuttling my every plan to end you. How inconsiderate.
Yes, how dare I want to live?
Especially after I've gone to so much effort to see Gorgon rest in peace. It's a good thing, then, that I finally figured out what you're after.
Oh yeah?
I'll see you soon, little weasel.
Oh, I hope so. I could finally put a bullet in this asshole once and for all.
Well, I'm glad. I've been looking forward to punching the sprat fuck in the throat.
Ladies, you're going to have to coordinate, because at the moment it sounds like Nyoka's going to shoot her before you get your turn. I'm going to say, I'm hesitant to let, you know, the person who's trying to kill us, hesitant to let them monologue, because usually that builds up to some plan and, aha, you've fallen into our trap, but I am very curious what they have to say, because clearly I think this person is the saboteur. And they were here when the project was on, and if the theory holds, could well be Olivia Ambrose. Now, just below, admin functions. Override the lockdown. Override sent. Synthesis and manufacturing center. Executive lockdown has been overridden. Return to admin functions. Return to root messages. Incoming messages. Here we are. From Olivia Ambrose, subject, updated security practices. Pursuant to last week's incident, new security practices are now in effect. All lab personnel must tidy their workstations at the end of their shift. Close and lock all drawers, safes, closets, vents, and lab doors before leaving for the day. All visitors must be accompanied. Furthermore, any laboratory tech accompanying a guest who has not received certification in either self-defense or hand-to-hand combat must also be accompanied by a member of the security team. Hand-to-hand combat? Oh god. All confidential information must remain as such. Do not discuss the nature of your work, outside or inside the lab, except to warn peers of imminent danger, such as fire, chemical spill, or suspected corporate espionage. All laboratory techs are to isolate themselves until further notice. Any laboratory tech found fraternizing in groups of 2 or more, or found speaking with the same person more than once, will be remanded to Space's Choice Human Resources, Re-Education, and Reallocation Department. Finally, unless you are actually physically sitting in an interview session pre-approved by me, do not speak to the effing journalists. See, given all the issues they were having, it is an absolute nightmare trying to put together what happened. There's so little information floating about. Subject, Adrenatime concerns. Jasper, I dug into the volunteer data Marion sent over. You are right, the current formulation is resulting in alarming outcomes, even by Space's Choice standards. Priyansa and I performed a handful of autopsies on this week's deceased and made a few notable observations. In one case, that of a young man in his early 20s, we noted a degree of grey matter loss one would expect to see in a man of 70. His brain had also atrophied to a shocking extent, again, as one might expect in a much older man. In another case, that of a woman in middle age, the subject was no longer able to achieve natural sleep. After 11 consecutive days of wakefulness, she was no longer able to distinguish her violent hallucinations from reality. Yet, even as she spiraled, she demanded additional injections. I was sure our last tweak would reduce the incidence of violence among the volunteer population. We might attempt further refine the compound through partitioning, though I'm doubtful that would be efficacious. Violence aside, I'm growing increasingly concerned by the habit-forming nature of the compound. What do you think, Ollie? From Olivia Ambrose to the Chem Lab. Subject, monthly physicals, high priority. The materials we work with are dangerous and will result in permanent injury, disfigurement, or madness when handled for extended periods. Therefore, all laboratory personnel will now report to the project physician, Dr. Priantha LeBlanc, for monthly physicals and psychiatric evaluations. I do this out of an abundance of caution. Schedule your first appointment immediately and notify me when you do. I have access to your medical records, so I will know when you shirk. Do not make me drag you to his office myself. She was really worried about the effects of
I've seen
adrenatime.
negligence and greed and incompetence run rampant over this colony. But this was evil.
I've seen some reckless operations, but here, it's like they were trying to get people killed.
It seems like it was only the people at the top who were really pushing this. The actual scientists, Olivia, Jasper, Marion, I don't think... Well, clearly they weren't happy with this. They didn't like what they were doing to the test subjects, to people, knowing that what they were doing is dangerous and then it was going to be released to people and cause significant harm. We gotta remember the guy who was running it. You remember, right? Lawrence Goodfellow.
You mean the idiot who got his new team pink-slipped?
Oh,
Fair point.
no, just below.
Spacer's Choice put their best and brightest on a problem, and this is how it ended up. Says a lot about the colony's prospects.
No, they put their best and brightest on the project, but it's the people in charge. They weren't considering what they actually needed. These best and brightest were given no resource. They were given impossible deadlines, and when they didn't meet them, their teams were, like, cut in half, and their deadlines cut in half again. They were pushed to do the impossible by people who weren't held accountable, and still probably aren't held accountable. They'll be on Byzantium now doing God knows what, probably at the bloody Canid exhibition or whatever it was, with Jasper, Clarence mostly.
That's the whole point of bureaucracy, isn't it?
No wonder Minnie's trying to clear her name. This kind of disaster is liable to stain a family for generations.
I really feel like we should go and speak to Minnie at some point soon. I am very curious what's in this journal. I want to see what else this investigation is going to dig up. Now, there is this room here. And unless we find just below's storage key, we might not be getting into it. Let's see. Where would you hide a spare key if one exists?
Like wrapped among the rocks.
I was quite hoping I'd be able to print one off from the terminal. We might have to give up on it. I know I can't pick my way in. So if that key is not readily available, we're not getting in. Simple as that. You can hear those noises, can't you? There's something else in here. But where? This leads out. What is above us? Before we leave, because we know where we're going next. It's the synthesis lab. Let's just have one quick scout around the top, and then we'll take the rear exit. See what we can see on our way out. Oh, audio log.
How the devil do I use this thing? Is it what? Oh, the barrel's turning.
It's
All
on.
right. I feel like an absolute idiot barking into this horn. I shouldn't have let Lucien talk me into this. What use do I have with audible notes? Posterity my ass. Ah, great
Oh.
fucking law. What's it doing now? Jasper! Jasper, it's... How do I turn it off? It won't.
Just press the button.
The what?
Oh, for Lord's sake, the button, Ollie.
Accursed thing.
For a scientist, she wasn't very tech savvy, was she? But we found it, the storage key. Right, we're running back down. They seem to have quite a close working relationship, Jasper and Ollie. I mean, they were on a nickname basis. Oh, God. Maybe I should get that perk that will help me with my sprinting speed. Oh. Tanaka's Peacekeeper. That's Elite Troop Armor Gold. I was too busy falling off things. Let's have a quick look around here, actually. I was too busy falling down that hole. I might... Well, I definitely didn't look around here. That armor... Let's... Gold, did you say? Stealth skills -5. Understandable. Look how heavy it is. Oh, look how bulky it is. Is that better than what Nyoka has? Nyoka? What did we give you again? That's 143. This is only 84. Level 30... That's level 36. We did augment the hell out of it. And there does seem to be a kind of ruggish look about that. That does suit Nyoka. I might just leave her with that. This ranged weapon spread -10. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that you need. Okay. Oh, no, the weapon. That was it. The melee weapon. I presume it was a melee weapon. Where is it? Tanaka's Peacekeeper. Let's just switch. It is rather pretty. Oh, if I wasn't such a weakling, I might even want to use this, but I am an incredibly frail weakling, so we won't be using it. Let's actually put back on the mind control ray. There is the shrink ray. We could have some fun with a shrink ray. Can I just... let's probably not test it on you, actually. We do need to, before we tinker with this, get the cap on tinkering with science weapons. I've not found where these other two creatures are supposed to be that are on our HUDs, our threat detector. Maybe this will lead to where they are. Well, this is ominous. Right, ladies, come on. Yeah, we found them. We found them. This is a basement.
You'd think that by now these lab coats would have learned not to mess with these beasts. It never ends well.
Oh, no, it does not. Right. You know what? I might just try out the shrink ray, because I know it's not going to do a lot of damage, but it is going to make this big problem a little smaller. No, it's adorable. Come on. Excellent. Research notes? There are the research notes. In a basement, are they? Right, let's just unlock that. I can see papers scattered around, but I can't see any defining notes. Aqua Regalia. Oh, Regia, rather, not Regalia. Ah, here we are, just below's research notes. Initial research into primal neurochemistry has proven fruitful. I've discovered a cardiac cell receptor for adrenaline analogous to human cell receptors in function, if not in physiology. It should be possible to develop a pharmaceutical drug that blocks the effect of the adrenaline hormone in primals, thus curtailing their paranoia, agitation, and violent irritability. Correction, it is possible, just unlikely given the way OCI has me under their thumbscrews. Adrenatime is a dangerous drug. The danger can be mitigated by developing an adrenaline inhibitor. Take adrenatime, then take this theoretical drug to minimize its side effects. I barely have the time, energy, or resources to develop a half-passable adrenatime, so the idea must remain a dream. Nonetheless, my notes follow. Hope springs eternal. So there is potentially a, well, maybe not a cure, but a treatment for adrenotime addiction. Or at least for the worst effects of adrenotime. Yet this is where we had the primals then, and this explains how the primals got out and why the fact there were primals in the first place. Who could we pass that on to? We could give it to Minnie, I suppose, and if she wants to clear her family's name, that would be a good place to start. Could we return the notes to Jas below? Right, let's get out of here. We are painting the picture of how things were and what was
Let's get outta here.
happening.
This place stinks like machine grease and bad science.
Is there such a smell as bad science smell? It all just kind of smells chemically and horrible to me.